And we're live.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Two Dum Yinzers. It is finally Friday, a nice long week. We're at the end here, Mike.
Yes.
How are you doing today, brother?
Oh, I'm doing great. I did so little work at work. It was great.
I heard you had a little bit of an adventure this morning since you've been home as well.
Yeah, I snuck in an oil change on my car. I did all that. And then my kid decided he wanted to go get food. Like, you can't wait. No, let's do it at the last minute. So that was fun. Rushing here, rushing there, rushing back. But I made it. I made it on time because I am a true professional. I meet my deadlines.
I think that the
Uh-oh. Nope. There you
is
go.
that better?
Yeah, you had yourself on mute.
That
You muted yourself.
I'm
You're
a
good
fucking
now, though.
dummy. But
This is
I was just saying that out of all all that stuff you managed to do this morning, you managed to fit an oil change in there. I'm kind of impressed by that.
Yeah, I know how to change my own oil. I'm not just a pretty face. I know how to do things.
How long does that usually take you?
It took me about like just a half hour. That's after I got home and gathered all the supplies and then
Yeah.
did everything. I had to like empty out like the oil reservoir that the basin that you catch all the oil in out of the car. I had to dump that into a smaller container. So that took too much time. I would have been done sooner. But yeah,
I mean, it
look
took
at
you
me
a half
split.
hour. It took you a half hour. It should have been sooner. That would have been about the amount of time that it took me to open the box of the oil filter. And I'm
Oh,
serious because it's not just me being silly. It's I get to, and I'd have to look at the box and I have to read everything on it, and it would just be this whole fucking thing. It would take me days to change my oil.
it's not that hard. You jack it up, you brace it, unscrew the oil filter, let it drain out, then you do the plug of the oil tank, and then hopefully you hope you have your little basin far enough back so when the oil goes shooting out, it doesn't go all over the street like it did for me. Oh, pissed.
Well, no,
I
that
thought I
don't
had
count. Even if you did it fast, but if it ended out all over the street, that don't count.
well, not all of it, just a little bit. It's a little spillage. I didn't realize how far it would shoot out. I thought I gauged it right. And I was off by like a good 8 inches. So
Damn.
yeah, it went flying out. I was like, oh shit.
So this is episode 83, Mike.
Yes.
Lewis Lips, Heath Miller, 83.
Yeah, Heath Miller, speaking of, he's up for the College Football Hall of Fame, I saw.
I seen that. Good for him, man.
Yeah, hell
What,
yeah.
Virginia, right?
Yeah, Virginia, yeah.
Pretty good stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's exciting for him. I got another list here. I got a list here today. Once we get into sports, I think that you'll like. I found it this morning
All right.
online. I think you're gonna like that.
I like lists.
Yeah, it's a pretty good list. I think what it's kind of a head scratcher to be honest with you, and I think you'll see what I'm talking about once we get into it. But nonetheless, it's a pretty cool list. Any big plans for the weekend, man?
Oh yeah, I'm going to the zoo tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah. Gonna end up going up to the one up in Cleveland just because it's open later. Pittsburgh is closing early Saturday. I think they have like an event going on later in the day. So since I work, yeah, I think like they have one at night going on for like I don't know what it was.
Okay.
So I had to go into the Cleveland one.
You better be careful to throw you in the orangutan cage, man.
Like I told people, here's what's gonna happen because the timeline has been all jacked up since they killed Harambe.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the one up in Cleveland. I'll jump in that gorilla enclosure, and then have them have to kill another gorilla, and that will cancel out the bad vibes, and then it should reset the timeline.
I like it.
This poor gorilla doesn't know it yet. It doesn't know it's going to get capped, but it's he's going to take one for the team. I think he'll understand in the end. I think he'll be all right. He sounds like a team player, and
I just read the other day, maybe yesterday, I don't know, one of them days. I just read that the Cincinnati Zoo was voted the best zoo in America.
Yeah, I saw that, or I don't know if we talked about that here or not, but yeah, Cincinnati. Who would have thought? I always thought I heard
Oh,
the San Diego
Zoo was
San
one of the
Diego
best.
and
Growing up, everyone always just went on and on about that San Diego Zoo.
And then the Columbus Zoo as well. I've been to that one. That one's an amazing zoo. I've been to the Cincinnati one. I might have to make a trek down to the Cincinnati one. I like zoos.
See what the big deal's about, if it's the best in the country. I mean,
yeah, that's a car. Oh, that's a long drive though. That's like a 2-day event right there.
I remember about 10 years ago when the Pirates were doing well, I always wanted to make the trek down to Cincinnati for an away game.
Yeah.
Just because it was close enough, but still far enough away that it's a thing for the whole day event. I never made it down there, but it's something I certainly always thought about, but I don't know. Doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon.
No, we'll get you a little bike and tie it behind the car, and you can just ride back there.
I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. Oh, who hasn't?
Okay. Remember when he's riding the bike and Kip's on the back and he's pulling him to the
Yeah.
That'll be us. I'll be on the back, and you could be on the bicycle like Little Mac on Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
That's fine. I can do that. That'd be great.
We'll stop down to Rex Kwon Do's karate class and learn some lessons.
Break the wrist, walk away. Break the
wrist and walk away. You don't want to catch a roundhouse by somebody wearing these pants, do you?
That movie is so great. It's so many memorable lines.
It is. It really is. It's one of my favorite movies, but it's so fucking dumb. Anytime you tell people it's your favorite movie, they give you the look.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, just pound for pound, I just think it's so funny.
It is. The whole Kip and LaFonda thing is just great.
Yes.
Uncle Rico.
Grandma broke her coccyx.
Yep. The whole when Pedro comes in with the pinata of the chick that he's running against, and she's all offended by it.
By far what my favorite part of that movie was when Uncle Rico's sitting on a porch telling Kip about his football days, and Napoleon and Pedro come pulling in on the bicycle. They're both on the bike.
Yeah.
And Uncle Rico goes, "Hey, Kip, watch this." And he literally takes Kip's steak off of Kip's plate, and he wings it sidearm, and it smacks Napoleon in the face. Single-handed, the most favorite part of that movie, hands down.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
I remember I might have been high or drinking or something the first time I seen it, but I remember rewinding it a lot just to keep watching that steak hit him in the fucking face, dude.
Oh, whack! That's a waste of a perfectly good steak too.
Yeah. And then the whole Pedro was running for class president.
Yep.
And Napoleon gets up and does the dance.
The dance. Oh, that might be the greatest dance of all time.
Yes. Yes. That's what you're gonna do at the next event. I hear you're doing the Napoleon Dynamite dance. You know what that might be? Depending, unless anything pops up between now and then, that might be our season finale up at the nudist colony this August. Maybe we'll do a live show up there, and you could do the dance.
No, I'm good. No, I'm good. I'll do the worm.
Do the worm. I would pay to see that.
Yeah.
There ain't a cost that I wouldn't pay to see that. Believe me.
I'll do the worm. Then I'll get up and I'll do Rikishi's dance.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then stink face somebody.
You.
Get the most unsuspecting old woman that's sitting there in the corner, just stink face her.
Oh yeah, there we go. That'll go over well.
You'll be paying us next year, fuckers. Ain't no more of this free shit. We're gonna stink face you. No, but that's all good. I'm very excited about that. Like I said, that will be our season finale. Will be at the nudist camp this August, and that will complete our second season, Mike. That'll be the end of the second season. Then there'll be a short break, not a long break, just a little short break. We'll probably run
Short
some
break.
best ofs and things like that. In the meantime, give us a couple days off, and then we'll be right back at it for season 3.
I'm taking like 8 months off. I don't know about you.
You better strap a GoPro to your ass.
Right?
Buccos, they lose again, 3 in a row. There goes. I just can't keep up with these guys. You know, you win 5 out of 6. They kind of get you a little excited, and then you round off 3 losses. And you know what? They got 3 more against the Braves this weekend. So that's just getting worse and worse. The Pirates are now 24-31. They worked their way up. They were about 4 games under 500. They were looking good, and they this great team. So just a little bit of success was encouraging. But they lost again last night. They lost 3-1 to the Braves. They Pirates, like I said, are now 24-31, and the Braves are 31-27. Game 2 of the 4-game sets tonight, 7:20. Check it out. Over to your area of expertise, Michael. We had big game last night. Game 5 in the NHL playoffs. The Tampa Bay Lightning also win by the score of 3-1 over the New York Rangers. They take a 3-2 game lead in the series. They're just 1 game away from the Stanley Cup Finals and facing the Colorado Avalanche. Game 6 starts tomorrow, Saturday night at 8:00. What's the guy? The dirty guy? He did it again.
Trouba.
Hit Crosby in the head.
Trouba.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't even have time to go into it, but as I'm pulling up stories this morning for the show, I come past this one article and it shows Trouba kind of like off. It basically was just showing a collision, and then the quote above it was something along the lines of Trouba did it again.
This guy's never going to learn.
You know what? They got to do something with him, or he's going to keep doing it.
Oh, they will. He'll keep doing it over and over and over again, and then finally, like maybe after the 7th or 8th time, the league will finally do something. But yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen to him. It never does to players like that. It always happens to when the skilled players finally have enough. That's when someone gets suspended. They
retaliate, and then they get the brunt of
the. Like how could they?
Crazy. And you almost think to yourself, maybe they do it to show the players in the league, look, we're suspending these players, so you better watch out. But on the other hand, why watch out? Because Trouba's just done it 3 times in the past month that I know of.
Yeah.
What does he got to worry about? Why would he stop? I would keep doing it too if I was him.
Yeah, and then he'll appeal, and then the players union will back up him, not the guy that he hurt, because you got to protect the goons, not the skilled players. Why would you do that? That's why NHL is like the lowest paid athletes, because their union they protect the wrong players.
Absolutely.
But it's stupid. Fuck them. He has 1 more game left. I'm sorry, Tampa's going to close it out next game. So hopefully this is the last we hear of this idiot for a while.
I mean, I got the Rangers in this series. However, I wouldn't mind seeing this guy be gone. And if that's what it takes, I mean, the Rangers losing, whatever. But I'm just getting tired of seeing guys like this because, again, the first series against the Penguins, you have a guy who's the face of the league, Sidney Crosby, taking a headshot.
Yeah.
It's at some point something needs to be done. These people aren't sitting in these offices making a lot of money not seeing this. So, that just means that they're choosing not to do anything about it. Not a big fan of that. Not a big fan. So that will be tomorrow, Saturday night, 8:00 will be game 6, Rangers and Lightning. I'm going to take the Rangers in this one, but it might be over tomorrow night. In the NBA, game 4 tonight, 9:00, the Celtics up 2-1 over Golden State. Tomorrow, Mike, you think that Boston is going to keep their momentum going, or do you think Golden State's going to, start this whole series all over again?
I'm going to go with Golden State bouncing back again. I just have a feeling that this series is going to just bounce back and forth. And for Golden State to win, they're going to have to win back to back, because if the way the series is going now, it's in Boston's favor, alternating wins.
Yeah.
So if they want to win, they have to win this game and the next one to kind of disrupt the flow of things. But I'm pulling towards them tonight, going to even up the series. But I do say if Boston wins tonight, the series is over.
That's,
I think if they go, because they'll put them up 3-1. And yeah, I think it would be done by then.
State will have to win 3 in a row against the team.
Yeah. And if either team can really get that momentum to win back-to-back games, right now this favors Baltimore trading wins, or Boston. It favors them trading wins. So but I think Golden State realizes that, so they're gonna come out tonight, just try and put the death nail in the coffin early, just shut them down and keep draining threes.
The thing that sucks most about the playoffs, NHL and NBA alike, is that we know a month from now we're going to be down to just baseball.
Yes.
Once these two leagues crown their champion, and before the football season gets underway, we have that month or so.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing but baseball, and
and it's just terrible. It's terrible. I don't know how people can say baseball is so exciting. I don't get it.
No.
It's the anticipation. Yeah, every sport has anticipation. Baseball, you're just trying to create excitement out of nothing. It's boring. It's only fun if you're at the game drinking. Otherwise, it's boring.
Yeah, I like that guy. I like that one Asian guy, the one that could pitch and run and catch and throw.
Oh my God! Oh, Jesus Christ! I forget his name. Was it Shoshani?
Yeah, that big Asian guy down there.
Yeah, he is fucking amazing. He's fun to watch.
He is what the league that I always thought to myself, because when you're in little league or pony league or any league as a younger person, you always have that one kid, the kid that could pitch, he could hit, he hits home runs, he strikes people out. And I used to think to myself as a kid, being a baseball fan, why don't we see this in the MLB? We have these kids in my little league that could hit the ball over the fence and throw a no-hitter in the same game. Why is this not, panning over into the majors? But you know what? This guy is a perfect example of who that kid was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It just sucks because, the more you progress in baseball, like the more specialized you become.
Right.
So they kind of beat that out of you to where, you're just going to be an infielder, like a middle infielder or a corner infielder, or you're going to be an outfielder. That's it. No real swapping around. If you can pitch, guess what? You're pitching. You're never picking up a bat again.
Well, here's the thing that gets me. You specialize these guys out. Dudes that come out like the guys that we're talking about, these kids that can do everything. You get them into the minors. You get them to, you put them on a position so they can become really great at it, okay? So these kids that have all this talent, they can hit home runs, they can strike people out, you put them at first base, okay? And for example, and they get really good. They're good first basemen. In my opinion, that person should never, ever make a mistake in the majors because, for one, they're such great athletes to begin with. They can do so many things. For two, you put them in a position to specialize and only know and only play and only practice one position. These people should be damn near as close to perfect as you could get by the time you hit the major leagues. Am I correct?
But you still see a lot of these mistakes all throughout baseball to where like this is common stuff. You guys have been doing this forever. I understand, every once in a while, okay, yeah, you zone out, but there's some players, it's constant, it's all the time. Or if you watch the Pirates, it's the entire team.
just wonder what that is. Is that, is that like a brain fart? Is that, you know what I mean? What could it
like,
be?
like when it happens, you look at, at the end of the season, you look at like how many errors someone had. I guarantee you can, a lot of the guys, it's just, you know,
It's mental.
like a brain fart, a mental lap, just because it's long game, long season. But there's
Right.
other players when you see they just have them like multiple errors that are well above the average. That's someone who just just does not get the fielding part of the game, even though they've been fielding forever.
That really puts me in mind of the latter days of Pedro Alvarez here in Pittsburgh when he couldn't throw the ball to first base anymore.
You
He
get
was
the
literally
yips.
a third baseman his whole career. Then all of a sudden, he just forgets how to throw the ball to first base.
Well, that happened to a second baseman, the Yankees, Chuck Knobloch back in the day.
Yeah.
Steve Blass couldn't pitch after he won 20 games the season prior. Chris Carpenter with was it Carpenter? No, Rick Ankiel with St. Louis. He forgot how to pitch, so they made him an outfielder. Yeah, it's just weird. Oh, your mind and your body's just like, we've done this so much, it, it it can't do it anymore. It's weird how the body and the mind just go, no, you've lost this ability.
I was just watching, I just read something that Michael Jordan said. And he said the reason he used to practice so hard, when he played basketball. He was the hardest practice. He said he practiced way harder than he played in the games.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the reason was because if you practice so hard and train your body to do all those things, when you're out on the court playing a game, you don't have to think anymore. You've trained your body to react and to do all the things that you need to do without thinking. And and that's what his reason was. But that was something that was always heard. Michael Jordan was the first one in practice, the last one to leave. All the sayings, and that makes a lot of sense. You're basically just training your body to do something without thinking about it. And anything that you do, where you do it repetitively until you get really good.
Yeah.
So that made a lot of sense. I like that.
Then you have the flip side with my hero. Man, we sitting here talking about practice. We talking about practice, not a game, practice. Allen Iverson. Or, you could look at it too, like Mario Lemieux, when he was hurt a lot, he really couldn't practice much. And then he'd go out there and not miss a beat. So there's two types of people who, like Jordan, probably he needed that. Like he always needs like a competition. So to like push himself. So he probably needed that. Where someone like Lemieux needs, hey, let's shake the rust off, blah, blah, blah. And then to go out there and just rely on, my already high IQ, sports IQ, and my own physical abilities and just dominate. Whereas Jordan could have done that too, but he's like that guy who always has to have something, always has to be competing, always has to have a chip on the shoulder. And then, then there's like Allen Iverson, who is like, practice, but it matters at game time. And he had the ability, like Lemieux, to just turn it on in game time. That's why, like, when I hear reports of like players like, oh, they're bad at practice, like that's fine. What do they look like in the game? If they have a great game but bad practices, that's fine. I'd rather have that than someone who has great practices and terrible in the game.
You're right. In the NBA, the Lakers to work out Sharif O'Neal. Sharif O'Neal, if you're wondering who that is the son of Shaquille O'Neal, the NBA great, also former Laker. Are you ready for the next generation of Shaq?
No. Once was enough. Once was enough with Shaq.
I don't know.
Trying to watch him run up and down the court in his latter years was painful.
Here's a quick trivia. I read this the other day, kind of blew my mind, but I think that I knew it back in the day. I don't know, maybe. Shaquille O'Neal made 1 3-pointer in his whole career, which for a 7-foot center, the ball is only a third of the size of his fucking hand. That makes sense. But think about that. You're in the NBA for, he got drafted in 92. I don't know. I'd say 18 years, give or take. I don't know what his career was, but the guy made 1 3-pointer.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. You seen him shoot free throws.
Oh yeah, right.
Come on now. He was the center for the Pacers back in the day, in that era, that he would drain threes.
Rick Smits.
No. It was God. Oh, he had cornrows. He'd just sit there, get the ball, and just drain threes. He wouldn't jump, wouldn't move, just three. He was a center. I can't remember his name.
He was out of Indiana.
Yeah, he was one of their. Yeah,
I don't recall. The only one I remember is Rick Smith, big number 45.
Yeah, it wasn't him. I can't remember, but he was fun to watch.
Yeah, some of them guys, they some of them big guys can knock it down. Other guys like Jack, I mean, it's fucking, it's comical to watch. Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to stay on this too long, but Aaron Rodgers got a new girlfriend by the name of Blue Earth. Blue Earth is Aaron Rodgers' new girlfriend. Where are they finding these chicks, man? Elon got Grimes. Aaron Rodgers got Blue Earth.
Blue Earth. That's just a great name.
I like that.
Blue Earth.
Blue spelled BLU. BLU and then Earth spelled the way we spell it.
Okay, that's different. It's unique.
Yeah, I can't wait to check her out. With a name like that, you know she's got to be hot.
Hot, and Prince smokes a lot of weed.
Yes.
Those are my two assumptions.
Because with a name like Blue Earth and you're dating an NFL, a quarterback, she's got to be hot.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this list, Mike?
Oh, let me hear it.
Now, this list is the top 10 defensive players in NFL history, and I want to see if you agree with what the author of this list had written.
Hot Take Central's coming up.
Number 1. No, you know what? You want me to go backwards? I'll go backwards.
Yeah. Let's start 10 up.
Which number 1 I like a lot? Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott, the safety from the San Francisco 49ers of the 80s into the 90s. Number 42, the guy was a hammer. As a kid, there was nobody that hit harder that I've seen than Ronnie Lott. You like Ronnie Lott at number 10?
Depending on who else is on the list, maybe.
All right, let's go to number 9 then. Number 9, Rod Woodson, number 26, cornerback from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 9, Rod Woodson. Number 8, Bruce Smith, defensive end for the Buffalo Bills on the Buffalo Bills failed dynasty of the early 90s, number 78. He falls at number 8. So 8, 9, and 10, Bruce Smith, Rod Woodson, Ronnie Lott. Number 7, Dick Butkus. Dick Butkus, big middle linebacker from Chicago, number 51. Linebacker Dick Butkus comes in at number 7. Number 6, Deacon Jones. Deacon Jones, number 6. Back in the day, we all know Deacon Jones.
Yeah.
Number 5, and then I'll stop at 5, and we'll talk about these 5. Number 5, best defensive players in NFL history. Number 5, Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald breaks into the top 10 defensive players in NFL history. So we have 5 through 10. 5 being Donald.
Deacon Jones, Dick Butkus, Bruce Smith, Rod Woodson, and Ronnie Lott. I can't complain with any of those.
No, you really can't. You can't complain about any of those. Those are all very good guys. But I'm kind of curious. Let me go to number 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4, Deion Sanders.
Nope.
That's where I thought it got a little sketchy right there. It was with Deion. Number 3, Ray Lewis.
Ooh. Okay.
Number 2, Lawrence Taylor. And number 1, Reggie White, defensive end for the Eagles and Green Bay Packers. The number 1 best defensive player in NFL history. What's your take on this list, Mike?
Okay, I have a couple of takes here. Reggie White would not be my number one. He would not even be my top 10.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Mean Joe Green was a better player than Reggie White.
You know, the thing was the header of the article says no Joe Green question mark, and then this list. So, you know, his name was certainly considered and said at some point.
Yeah.
However, this was the list that they came up with.
Yeah. He would take place of Reggie White or Dick Butkus easily. Probably even Deacon Jones. I would put him top 10. He was one of the original sack artists of the football. Lawrence Taylor, Ray Lewis, no problem with them. Where they are even on the list right there, 2 and 3, that's damn good choices. Aaron Donald, top 5 easily. Dick Butkus, Bruce Smith, yeah. Ronnie Lott, I can see it, but I wouldn't like someone like, you know, Mean Joe Green taking his spot. I can see that easily. Rod Woodson, I'm sorry, is way too low on this list. He was a better cornerback than Deion Sanders.
I think
he was way better.
I think that Deion was an hell of a defensive back. However, if you're looking for the top 10 of all time, I don't think Deion Sanders falls into that list. However, everybody else on the list, I think, is fine staying there. But I think that you would have to insert one of the Steelers, such as Mean Joe Green or Jack Lambert, in there somewhere.
Oh, Jack Lambert's not even top 20 all-time defensive players.
I would like to see the top 15 list to kind of get an idea of who's right on the outside of their bubble here. But like I said, it wouldn't switch much for me. Maybe 1 or 2 guys. And I'm not taking anything away from what Deion Sanders did, because if you go back and watch his work, he did stuff that nobody does in the league. I mean, the guy's game was amazing.
Like they made the big deal, like, oh, he shuts down the other team's number one. So did Rod Woodson. Rod Woodson shut down the number one, but he also played the run. He would also blitz. He would also tackle. Deion Sanders didn't do any of that. He just would cover one guy the entire game.
Yeah, I mean,
that was it.
You know, it all depends how you break it down. But like I said, 1 or 2 guys is different for me. Everybody else, I think Reggie White belongs up there. Lawrence Taylor, Ray Lewis, Aaron Donald. I mean, that might even be an early call, because, like I said, he, you know, next 5 years of his career, which is highly unlikely, but let's just say he shits the bed. We don't know. We can't look back at his career yet to say. Obviously, he is off to a fantastic start and could be even considered on a list like this is amazing. But I think you have to look back at somebody's career collectively to make this call. Deacon Jones, I guess I didn't see him play, but I hear a lot of great things. Dick Butkus, obviously, you hear a lot of great things. Bruce Smith was a hell of a defensive end. Does he make the list? He's on the bubble for me.
Yeah.
Rod Woodson and Ronnie Lott also make this list for me. And so, like I said, it's 1 or 2 guys. Yeah. And I would probably, being the homer that I am, I would put Mean Joe Green in the place. So the list is close.
Yeah, Reggie White would bump down. He'd come out of the top 10 for me. Mean Joe would go to 1. I'd have like Mean Joe, Lawrence Taylor, Ray Lewis, maybe Dick Butkus 4. Aaron Donald, I'd keep him at 5. Deacon Jones. Yeah. The only one for me is just Reggie White does not belong on this list. I just don't see it. I was never a big fan of him when I watched him play. To me, he was nothing special at that point in his career. He was just going on name recognition. I don't know.
The thing about that was he was exceptional when he played for Philadelphia. When he came over to Green Bay, which was the latter part of his career, he did. It was kind of going off of name recognition. However, he still was no slouch.
No, I'm not saying he was terrible. I'm just saying he's not number 1 and he's not in the top 10. That's not, right. I'm not saying to kick him out of the Hall of Fame. Like, no, he's one of the best players. But me personally, when I watched him, I was never overly impressed.
All right. Hold on 1 sec, Mike. I think we have a caller.
All right.
Robert, are you there?
Hey guys, how you doing? Love the show.
Hey, Robert.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, sir. How are you today?
First time caller, long time listener.
Hey, welcome, my man. You're on the 2 Dum Yinzers. What do we want to talk about today, man?
Just you guys brighten my day up, because I'm in the hospital right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a setback past couple months, but I'm back in the hospital again.
You gonna be all right?
They haven't killed me yet there. They're trying now. I swear to God, they're trying.
Robert,
But it's okay.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I tease them all the time. I was like, I swear to God, they're trying to kill me. They're not. And they're giving me the care that I need, but it's just like, holy cow, I'm just tired of being here. But hey, I will say this though. The nurses make it worth it though.
You got hot nurses, Robert?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Couple of them. At least the ones at night are, yeah.
You know, funny thing about that, Robert, I was in the hospital one time and the nurses that I had were all men. And that wasn't the worst part. They were standing in the doorway doing pull-ups. These two guy nurses were doing pull-ups as I laid in the bed in agony. I shit you not, this one dude kept doing pull-ups. I thought, what the fuck is this?
He was just putting you to shame.
I don't know what's up with that. I'll tell you something. Either way, there was one girl in here, the other night. Well, I tell you, if there's something I like, and I get really kind of goofy about, it's purple hair.
You like purple hair?
Oh yeah, she had it going on, and she had all pulled back. All you see is that little. See, they all wear masks, so it all kind of gives you. They all look like little I Dream of Genies walking down the hallway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. They all like Barbara Eden. They all like Barbara Eden walking down the hallway.
Well, I got some big news for you. Mike, my co-host, he has purple pubic hair.
Dude, that's awesome.
It started out with just the hair on the bottom of his balls, but then he liked it, so he just went, he went all out.
Yeah, you have to.
See, I can't wait to get the hell out of here so I get manscaped. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, right now the pubes are long, and it's getting a little frustrating. And it's just like right now here I'm going to swing onto something else. So here I am, one laying in bed, and I'm watching Catfish, right?
Right.
I don't know if we could say that on the air or not.
Absolutely.
Okay, I tell you something. Here's a chick here. She hasn't met this guy in 7 years. I guess he's catfishing her or whatever. 7 years. Come on, honey. Get with the damn program.
Yeah.
She ain't met him yet in 7 years. Cut me a break. And it's always the fat chicks, too.
Yeah, right. We have these long, drawn-out relationships, just these long, weird situations with people. But you know what, Robert? I think that's kind of where things are going as a society now that, the internet is such a big thing and everybody's doing everything through the internet. They're dating through the internet. They're having sex with goggles on.
Oh, I know.
You get
to each their own. I'm sorry. I kind of like the real thing. You know what I mean?
I do too, but are you gonna one day, once it becomes a norm, once it becomes acceptable in society, are you gonna get goggles as well?
I'm gonna tell you. Well, hey, I don't know about that, but I've had a lot of time on my hands. In the past. Don't take that the wrong way.
I caught that.
I've had a lot of time to think.
Yeah.
The past couple of months. Okay, let me say it that way. We don't do that here. I think that'd be kind of creepy doing that here. But either way, I think if I was reading an article how some guy, I think he's in where the hell? I don't know, doesn't matter where he's at. Probably somewhere in Europe or somewhere down in South America. He's marrying his intellectual, whatever the hell he's got basically a doll that talks to him and everything else.
That's a little
fake woman.
And he's marrying the fake woman.
Yeah, he pushes her around in a wheelchair and everything else. She talks to him and he talks to her, and artificial intelligence. That's what I meant. I meant to say AI. I almost said IA. Well, see, I'm not that bright. But
I was having sex with an AI for a while. It wasn't an actual physical being. I still had to jerk off, but the AI I created her on an app, and that's what it was. You create this person to become your mate, and you talk to it and it asks you questions and you can have conversations.
Nah, no, not me. I like the quiet ones. I want to just watch a video and I can shut her up anytime I want. I just want to I just want to see it.
Yeah, right.
And of course, we're always swaying toward, the forbidden fruit, like 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 the ones that the Japanese chicks that dress up like schoolgirls. They're probably 40 years old.
Right.
But, they look like they're 18.
They do. They keep their look. The Asian girls definitely keep their looks.
They do. They do. I remember what there was a one that I was trying to fool around with one that one of the local gas stations up around Rochester here. Well, she didn't want no part of that. But,
what, an Asian schoolgirl?
No, she was an older girl, but she worked at a gas station.
Okay.
She didn't dress the part. But I'll tell you this, every time I walked in there, I said, "Oh, I can imagine you dressed up like a little school."
Now, how long, Robert? How long have you been in the hospital, bud?
Well, this time it's been a week.
Okay.
But I've been in and out I've been in and out since Easter.
Oh, wow.
That sucks balls.
Yeah, and that probably prevents you from. Does that prevent you from working? And
yeah, well, that's what I came home from work and I basically crawled in the emergency room.
Oh wow!
Jeez.
And yeah, I was in a lot of pain, and then the bastard sent me home.
Yeah.
And they said, they said, here, follow up with your doctor. And then the next day I came back up and they're like, oh. I'm like, hey, it's the same damn thing as last night. And they're like, oh, you got a problem here. But it was different doctors, of course. You know what I mean?
Now, do you have a room? Or sometimes when I'm in hospitals, and I don't spend much time there, don't get me wrong. However, when I do go there, and I've been there, I've noticed that they line patients up in the hallway on their beds, like you're in a line for a roller coaster. Are you in the hallway, or are you in a room? Do you have a roommate? What's the deal?
No, I don't have a roommate. I have a private room, but I've never dealt with that.
Right.
That'd be kind of like that would be for a lack of better word. I guess like they're trying to check your priority or something like that, or the triage. That's what they're trying to do.
Okay.
I've never had it. I didn't have to worry about that. I was sick enough that I didn't have to worry about that.
But then,
well, I'm sick in the head as it is, but I was physically sick this time.
But them nurses are taking care of you.
Oh yeah, I don't have no complaints.
You say that now until an hour from now, when a big hairy guy comes in to, stick a shot in your ass or something.
Here's the thing: I got this board in front of me right below the TV set, and it gives me all the names of my nurses and my every for that shift.
Yeah.
And there's only one dude that comes around, and I saw him last night or the night before, and boy, I tell you, I had him about a month and a half ago. Now he was definitely a kind of a burly looking dude. He was,
Did he probe you or?
No. But I will say this though, I had to put him to work.
Uh-oh.
I was bedridden.
Oh, okay. I got you.
And he had to stick the old, the stainless steel shit pot underneath my ass.
Oh wow, that would be something. You know what I mean? That'd be one of the things that I would struggle with.
I was.
But like you said, if you're in so much pain, I guess it don't matter. If you gotta.
It was tough, but I got through it.
Yeah.
I think it was harder for him than me.
I absolutely right. It's definitely something I wouldn't want to do for a living,
Well, I would tell you something. You think about that, healthcare in general. Yeah, it's a tough gig.
Absolutely.
But, it's a necessary evil. And, we all have, there's people that, that do it. Hey, I rank money as up there close to oxygen.
Yeah.
And if they're paying good money, and you got some, a lot of them are union. I mean, I'm a truck driver, and I used to be a union truck driver, so I get it. And hey, if you're making good money, you keep going with it. I didn't like some of the places I had to drive through over the past 25 years, and I'm just fortunate that the job that I have now, I don't have to deal with a lot of the atrocities of the trucking industry right now.
So that you said
I get a pretty easy gig.
you said you've been a truck driver for 25 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
And but I don't have to deal with the truck stop shuffle. I don't have to worry about. Well, I'm an employee, so I don't worry about the fuel and everything else.
Let me ask you, Robert. You've been doing this for 25 years. Do you have any good lot lizard or mattress monkey stories?
Let me tell you something. I'll never forget this. This happened probably about, let's see here, 2006, maybe 2000. I'm going to say about 2009. There was a company the company I was working for was another company, and they were up near on the other side of Pittsburgh here, and we used to haul a lot of windows. And now in the summertime, they shipped a lot of windows because there's a lot of construction going on in the summertime because of good weather and everything else. Plus, it's windows, for crying out loud. They're trying to get these buildings weatherproof.
Right.
Well,
we think we lost Robert. All right. Well, hey, thank you for your call, Robert. It was great to hear from you. I appreciate the kind words. I hope things start getting better for you there in the hospital, and you get back out soon, and maybe even get back to your truck driving job. That was a nice call, Mike. That was nice to hear from a listener. I think where we were finishing up was I just want to make one final statement about this top 10 list.
Yeah.
Because my mind was kind of going back and forth. I seen a call coming in, yada, yada, yada. So here is my opinion. I want to say that, like I said, probably two people. I would take Deion Sanders out of this. I would add Joe Green. I would take, and again, Deacon Jones is so hard to say because I understand he was a great defender.
Yeah.
But I never seen him, so I can't really give you an opinion. All these other guys I got to see play in my life, and to me, when you say Deacon Jones, I automatically and you go back to the 70s and you think of these defenders, and that's where your mind goes. You start saying to yourself, well, if he was good enough, if Deacon Jones was good enough, then why wasn't one of these guys from the Steelers? Or, you know what I mean? So It's so hard for me personally. I say take Deion out, put Joe Green in, and then I guess I stay with that list. What do you say?
I like I said, I'm taking Reggie White off my list. I'm moving Mean Joe up to number 1. Then Lawrence Taylor, Ray Lewis. I'd move Rod Woodson up to Deion Sanders' spot at 4. Then more or less just go down the list how it was. Because even though I don't think Deion's the best corner of all time, I still think he's top 10 player of all time on defense.
Yeah.
So
I tell you what, his play was impressive, man.
It
was. A lot of
was.
people don't realize that. They think that he was just that. Get a chance, go back and watch some of his tape. He was amazing on the defensive side of the ball and pretty damn good on the offensive side of the ball, and particularly good returning the ball. So
yeah, see, I think that's what they for Deion. I like that stuff is you don't think about it when you're ranking him.
Right.
Like with this defensive thing, I guarantee a lot of people are like, oh, his touchdowns, his punt returns, his kick returns, let's put him that, his value increased. But just on his defensive play alone, no. Because if you factor in everything else, he would be higher up on the list, but going by defensive abilities alone, that he's not top 4 right there.
Yeah. Right.
Because like I said, he didn't play the run, he never blitzed, he only covered, he barely tackled. He was a liability if they didn't throw to his side. If you ran to his side, he was not going to, seal the edge. So he was a liability defensively outside of the passing game. That's why I rank, Rod Woodson higher, maybe even Dick LeBeau higher. Because Dick LeBeau retired with like 67 interceptions, some ungodly number for that era.
All right, let me change over, Mike. I got a lot to talk about in the last 10 minutes of the show.
All right.
Sriracha sauce. Sriracha sauce is having a shortage. It could be months. It could be months until you could go buy sriracha sauce again, Mike. Are you a fan of sriracha?
Nope. Anything spicy? Nope.
With all of the food issues we're having, and just trying to keep, I personally don't know what the fuck's going on. If somebody could explain to me why that all these buildings are on fire, these food manufacturers, I'd be grateful if somebody could explain that to me, because that's kind of out of nowhere and pretty coincidental that it's multiple.
Yeah.
Anyway, sriracha hot sauce shortage could last through summer. So if you like sriracha, you might be waiting for a little bit.
Why would you want hot sauce in the summer?
Right. There are them people though. They just got to put hot sauce on anything they eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I respect it.
Snoop Dogg's blunt roller. Snoop Dogg's blunt roller gets a raise due to inflation.
I saw that tweet.
I would like to be a employee for Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? This guy's taking care of his people.
Yeah, and that's how it should be done. That tweet was great. Like it was like, did you know? Like Snoop's blunt roller makes blah blah blah. He's like, nah, man, inflation. He got a raise.
Yes.
Like that's how like it's supposed to be. If cost of living goes up, your raise should be higher than that, because otherwise you've lost money. Yeah,
right.
Snoop knows what's up.
No, I always like Snoop Dogg. Gotta like Snoop, and like I said, this dude didn't have to do this. You know what I mean? This dude's literally rolling blunts for him. He says, what? Things are fucked up. It cost you more to get from here to there because of gas, whatever. Yeah. I'm going to give you a raise to roll my blunts. That's in my opinion, pretty important. Just because, like I said, a lot of people don't even take care of their regular employees that way.
Yeah, and that's how businesses should be ran. And Snoop's probably making more money because a lot of the ventures that he has. So why not spread that wealth out? And he's doing it, take care of your employee, take care of the people that work for you. They will take care of you.
I tell you what, Snoop Dogg is impressive. I mean, just all the things he's got his hands dipped in now. You know what I mean? I mean, for one, he's working with Martha Stewart, which is kind of
the greatest.
Unlikely.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
And I mean, just follow him on Twitter. He's involved with so much. This guy is going to be so rich at the end of at the end of his career, or whatever it is that he's doing with himself. He's not even going to know what it'll be good for his family. But he's going to be making some serious money, man. Hey, Snoop, you need to adopt someone. You need a new employee. I'm available. We have a purple pubed co-host that you could take under your wing, Snoop Dogg, if you're interested. Two more quick stories, Mike. Britney Spears' ex-husband, Jason Alexander, arrested for trespassing after crashing her wedding in her California home. Did you catch this? Dude, like, move on, man. She's getting married. She don't want nothing to do with you. That was a sign, bro. Just, I didn't even know that was her husband's first name. I was a Seinfeld fan, so when I read Jason Alexander, me too, like when you said, that's all I could think is George. Yes. I was like, what's George doing there now? You know what I mean? But George a good wedding crasher is always a funny thing to especially I appreciate that part of it. Yeah. See, I've never been at a wedding where something like that has happened, and I would love to be. I would love it so much. I would be, because I would already be drunk to begin with. So and I'd still be drinking, and everything would happen. I'd love it. Let me ask you a real quick question, Mike. We got time for one more quick. We got about 7 minutes of the show. We got time for one more quick story before we go to the. Yeah, let's do one more. Okay. 1981, a Florida couple was killed. Their infant had vanished at the time. She was just found alive and well, 41 years old. Wow. Apparently, somebody dropped her off at the church doorstep when she was a baby when her parents got murdered. Apparently, the dad got beat to death and the mother got strangled. And somebody mysteriously leaves the baby on the doorstep of the church. They recently just found DNA, tracked her down, blah, blah, blah. She was the daughter. 41
That's
years
weird.
missing. They just discovered her. She's doing great.
I wonder, was it the murderer? Killed mom and dad, and it's like, hey, I can't kill a kid. I'll just drop you off at the church.
That's an interesting story.
I was just, because some people they'll kill anyone, but when it comes to a kid, they're like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
Like the people in prison, they murder people in cold blood, but if somebody comes in who's a child molester, they're against that.
Oh yeah,
which I am as well.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, but no, there's lines you don't cross, and hey, if you kill someone, you don't cross that line. But it's like that varying, like that degree of.
It's like whatever. You murdered somebody in cold blood, man.
Yeah, but like, hey, but I kill you, but I ain't gonna molest you.
Right.
story of my autobiography.
That could be that could be
the title.
Go ahead and tell everybody about the website, Mike, and then we got a quick question here for you to end up the week.
All right, 2dumyinzers.com, 2dumyinzers.com. We have links to YouTube, Spotify, Stitch, and Anchor to catch everything for the show. We have our email on there. You can email us questions, comments, anything. Yes, keep the communication coming. And when you're on, if you check us out on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You are, what are you, 2 and 3? 3 and 2? I have it written down somewhere.
I can't. I was 2 and 3 at one point. I think I got back to 500.
Yeah, I think you're 3 and 3. I'll track that down.
I forgot to write it down yesterday.
So here we go. We're going into the weekend. You want to be over 500. You don't want to be under 500.
No.
Let's go into the weekend over 500. You ready?
I'm ready.
How many interceptions did Mel Blount have in his career? How many interceptions did Mel Blount have in his career? Go.
Shit. Do I have to get it like right on the button? Because that's damn.
I don't know. Just do the best you can, Michael.
Let's go with. I'm gonna go with 42.
42. So we'll make it a ballpark thing. If it's in a ballpark, we'll give it to you.
All right.
42 is your final answer?
Final answer.
The number of interceptions that Mel Blount had in his career was 57.
Oh, wow. Hines, 57.
That is the only reason I know that, yes.
Damn.
57, like Hines, 57. Mel Blount. What an amazing amount of interceptions.
Yeah. Man. Like, I had a feeling I went too low, but Mel Blount, talk about now. He was a shutdown corner. They changed the rules of the game because of him.
Yeah.
And then then after that, he had better years.
The guy was, he was amazing.
He still looks like he could play.
He looks great. And like I said, he's just one of them guys that I wish that I was able to watch and enjoy more. I was just a little tiny guy. I was still shitting myself just like Mike does now, but I was a kid shitting myself. So I wasn't able to enjoy the Mel Blount era, but it must have been great because that was a hell of a team.
Oh, all the great players on that team. Jesus. Whew.
But Mike, it should come as no surprise that again was the fastest hour of the day.
It was.
We want to thank everybody for checking us out. We want to thank Robert.
Yes.
For calling us from the hospital today. We appreciate you and we wish you all the best. Hope you get the hell out of that hospital soon. I apologize for some of the technical difficulties I dealt with my camera. Hopefully I can get that taken care of soon. If I could ever
get any of my
engineers or
that's just becoming like a running gag of the show. I kind of know. I don't want to fix anything just because. It makes me laugh and it makes you all pissed off. So it's a win-win.
So if you see Mike out anywhere, don't forget to flip him off, throw eggs at him, toilet paper him, do something this weekend.
Don't throw the eggs at me. It's too hot for that nonsense. Like you could
But
throw
yeah,
some
we
like
do want to
cantaloupe
thank
at me.
everybody for listening. And like Mike said, check us out on YouTube. You
Yes.
can go back and watch all 83 episodes. We also are available. All of our episodes are available on Spotify if you just choose to want to listen to our show. Either way you do it, we appreciate you.
Yes.
And thank you so much, as always. And for Ryan, Mike, and the